I see so much focus on music these days and not on the words being said. And I think that in order to communicate in hardcore, the lyrics must be at the forefront of every song. It can't be. Anyway, we might be playing this one with just bass and drums. And we need to try to live the best we can the lyrics we say up here, okay? Don't ever let it die, man, I'm telling you. Because, see, as soon as the lyrics die, this shit up here becomes rock and roll, okay? It's not rock and roll, this is hardcore, alright? And when it's time to fucking say something, then say it. If you want to get up and just play a bunch of catchy tunes, then do it on the fucking stage at Turbine Meadows, not here, where everyone's trying to fucking live these words. This is my burning flame!
My name is Evan Jacobs, and this is the story. I wasn't going to go to the show. I had dabbled in punk music when I was 12, and that resulted in me being held back for my entire 7th grade year of middle school. My brother Andrew wanted to go see this show. Why this show on this Friday night? I have no idea. Then I heard that Joe Nelson was going to be there, and I changed my mind. Joe was something of a legend in my neighborhood of Fountain Valley, California, mainly because he was a troublemaker. When someone tried to blow up the bridge by our house, Joe took credit for it because nobody else would. Nothing bad ever seemed to happen to him. I decided to go to the show, which was being held at the Reseda Country Club. Andrew and I walked in just as the band Farside was finishing their set. I was surprised to hear a band that carried a melody. Even more surprising, however, was seeing a real-life slam pit. I had only seen them in movies and in the documentary Another State of Mind. A few bands later, Carrie Nation took the stage. By this time, we had hooked up with Nelson, who proceeded to introduce us to Greg Brown, Scott Sundahl, Paul T., and other members of a Huntington Beach group known as the OC Sloth Crew. One thing I would quickly learn is that almost everyone in hardcore had a nickname, and Paul T. would give me mine, Mushnick. The year before, I had played the character of Mr. Mushnick in the high school production of Little Shop of Horrors. Shortly after that, Judge, a band from New York, took the stage. Andrew and I left a few songs into their set. On the ride home, I had no idea that those people I had just met would become and would be the gateway to the best friends I would ever have.
We are not finishing this set until you fucks get back in here.
In punk and hardcore, the time for what is popular can be so short-lived that the hardcore of the 1990s, my time, featured lots of crunchy, chugga-chugga riffs that appalled both the old-school punk rockers that were still around from the 80s and a lot of the people that stayed around from the early 90s. My era was on the musical tail end of such Orange County bands as Uniform Choice, No for an Answer, Instead, Inside Out, Against the Wall, as well as some other luminous bands from back east like Youth of Today, Cro-Mags, and Gorilla Biscuits. Now wait, before I get too far into this, I should talk about Uniform Choice. Hailing from around the corner in my hometown of Fountain Valley, this band was the minor threat of the Southern California hardcore scene. In 1986, my mom bought me the Screaming for Change LP at Pier Records, and I only wanted it because Pat Dubar, the singer, was working at Pier Records and you could actually buy it from him. Uniform Choice were a big band, and they got even bigger. Screaming for Change transcended its location to become a seminal part of the growing global hardcore scene. However, Uniform Choice started to change their look and style. Their shaved heads gave way to long hair, the fast tempos got slowed down, and their own DIY label that released their record got traded in for a subsidiary of a major. It seemed that Uniform Choice had reached a point within hardcore where progression equaled one thing: death. In some ways, the Uniform Choice story provided a template for the hardcore cautionary tale. Could a punk band get big and maintain their integrity even while being supported by a corporation? Or would money, increased touring demands, and other factors always corrupt the purity of the art? I don't know, but back to the story.
Are you witness? Propaganda! The skin diver! Motherfucking death!